Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another Sims 4 speed build. So today I am building a Hamptons inspired house that I've decided to call Sundance House. And I am so excited because this house is actually going to be featured in my next Let's Play series, which will be starting hopefully sometime this week on my channel. So yeah, this is a different kind of house from what I normally would kind of go for. It's still more of like a traditional family home, but I haven't really built anything that's like Brindleton Bay specific. Most of the houses that I've built in Brindleton Bay so far have been houses that you could probably see in most other parts of the world. So this was very different for me. And I have to be honest, I really struggled with this house. I started working on this house on August 25th. So it's currently September 10th. Do the math. I've been working on this house for such a long time, but it's really important to me and I really wanted to make sure I got it right, so I took a lot of time on it. So whenever the mood struck me, I would work on it a little bit more. This is obviously a larger house than what I would normally build. It has 5 bathrooms. I mean, one of those bathrooms is technically a half bath, but there's no way of keeping track of half bathrooms when you upload to the gallery. So it's 5 bathrooms and 4 bedrooms? Counting? Yes, 4 bedrooms. So it's a little bit on the big side. It's not really what I would call a cost-effective house, but I built it here in Brindleton Bay on the large lot that's kind of more near the city/marina area, I guess you would say. So a little bit about the Let's Play, because that will kind of help understand why I built this house the way that I did. So this series is, without giving too much away, it's about a young adult sim where this was her childhood family home. And once she grew up, she decided to turn it into a place where other Sims who are teenagers could come and basically learn how to be better people. So the master bedroom in the house is occupied by this young adult Sim who now owns her family home, and the upstairs bedrooms are all sort of set up to be like temporary housing for Sims who are just kind of staying here for a little bit. So that's kind of like the very, very basic overview of what this new series is going to be about. Obviously, it's set in Brindleton Bay. I really struggled with building this house. If you notice, there's a lot of like quick changes and cuts in this video, much more so than usual, and that's because I had to edit so much out. For one thing, I really struggled with the roof. The style of roofing that you would see in Brindleton Bay, or in real life in a lot of like northeastern places in the United States, like the Hamptons, it's a very unique style of roofing, and it can be done in The Sims 4, but I learned that if you do it incorrectly, weird things happen. Like, part of the roof would show up through the walls when there wasn't actually a roof there at all, and just all sorts of like crazy, bizarre things were happening, and so it took me a very long time, and so I had to edit quite a bit out. So just to give you guys an idea, before I cut anything out of this video, with it sped up to 6 times speed, which is typically the speed that I put my speed builds at, it was about 37 minutes long. Now keep in mind, that's just the parts that I filmed. I actually didn't film everything of this house. I didn't film anything of the outside landscaping, so you'll have to see that in the screenshots at the end of the video, which it turned out really good, and I'm a little sad I didn't film it, but at the same time, if I had left it in, this video would have been even longer. I also didn't film any of like the bathrooms in the house. They're all sort of set up about the same. I mean, obviously the half bath doesn't have a shower, but generally speaking, all of the bathrooms are the same, and you might catch a quick glimpse of them here or there throughout the video as you see, like, you know, the rest of the house. And again, there are pictures in the screenshots at the end, so you'll see what they look like then, although, you know, they're all basically the same. So I only took pictures of one. Sorry. And what else did I not film? Oh, anything in the upstairs hallway. So, one of the ways that I'm hoping to achieve better living for my Sims is by encouraging chores. So one of the things that I wanted my Sims to do in this series is to do laundry, which is something I'm kind of like, I don't always use laundry in my game because I find it a little annoying, but as far as giving my Sims chores to do and things to like work towards, that's, you know, that's a pretty easy one. Besides like cooking and cleaning, I mean, like, good God, in The Sims 4, they don't even have to make their own beds. It's just automatically made for them, which, oh man, that is the dream. I really hate making my bed every day. So if my bed would just be automatically made for me, I would be super excited. So anyway, but I put like laundry stuff upstairs in the upstairs hallway, and I also put in just some like general skill building types of things. Like I put in the woodworking table up there because I don't know, that's one of those items that I never know where to put it in my builds because we don't have like garages, or at least garages with a purpose. You know, like I could build garages and then just not put cars in there and then put the woodworking table in, but then I don't know what else to put in that room besides like the woodworking table. Maybe flower arranging, although who would want to do flower arranging in a dark garage? I have no idea. So yes, and then there's a couple of easels up there, just like general, you know, skill building types of things. So kitchen is very large. I put in doubles of all of the appliances, basically, except for like the small countertop ones, like the microwave and the coffee pot, because, you know, that way I figured this is a bigger household. So there are, I don't know that I've actually said this, so there's the one young adult Sim, and then there are 5 teenage Sims all living here. And again, because I'm trying to improve the lives of the teenage Sims, I wanted to give them the opportunity to like maybe cook some of their own meals, and, you know, like similar to like in a college dorm, if you have like a kitchenette on your dorm floor, there's usually like enough space there where multiple people could be cooking at one time. Because, you know, you're not cooking for everybody all at once necessarily. Multiple people could be cooking all at once. So, the other thing I tried to do was wherever there's like group seating, I tried to make it be like a 6-person seating situation. So that way then all 6 Sims could sit down at one time and like, you know, eat together or watch TV together or whatever, or do their homework together. So really focusing on that like togetherness side of things. So yeah, and I've never really done a house like this. When I did the floor plan of this house, I sort of put like the, I don't know, octagonal room, although it's not really very octagonal on the inside, as like the dining room area, but it's also kind of part of the main entryway of the house, which I've never done that before, but I'm very interested to see like in gameplay if that works out okay. I can't think of why it wouldn't, but you never know. So yeah, I always tend to forget to find a good spot to put fireplaces, but I'm very pleased with how this living room fireplace situation turned out. And then I used one of the new octagonal coffee tables, which when I did this part of the video, it really was new. Like, I think it had just come out like maybe the week before. Now it's not quite so new, but hey, we also haven't had an update as far as I know since then, so, you know, still pretty new. So yeah, so in this main like living room area, I tried to do a lot of like group activities. So like, you know, there's a foosball table, and there's the chess table, and obviously like the TV with bookcases and stuff. So like trying to get the group of Sims who are living in this house to spend like quality time doing activities together. I also put in a piano just because, I don't know, I know that's not really much of a group activity, but I like having a musical instrument option around, because that's also a good way to get your teenage Sims to work on their moods and things. So I thought that would be good. I also put in, like, obviously, like, the stereo so they can dance. What else? Oh, I put in a fish tank. You'll see that here in a minute or so. So yeah, just really trying to focus a lot on different ways for these Sims to spend time together, get to know each other, learn how to live with other Sims without trying to kill each other. All that good sort of stuff. And behind that white door right there, that's the master bedroom. Which I don't know that in this house normally that would be where the master bedroom would be, but for the sake of this series, I decided to put the master bedroom right there. I figured that might be a good spot right by the base of the stairs, just in case you have someone try to sneak out of the house late at night. And that might be a good spot to kind of keep an eye on things, because, other than like jumping out of a second story window, which I do not advise doing, there's really no other way for the girls upstairs to get downstairs. So I thought that would be a good spot for that. I also am going through now and changing out some of the rugs. I was starting to get a little tired of that same rug that I had used over in the living room seating area, so I decided to mix it up a little bit. So this is the master bedroom. As I said before, it's a young adult Sim who now owns, she's, I guess, sort of always owned this house. This was her childhood home. And she also did like a study abroad program, I would say, in Selva Dorada. So she has like a lot of furnishings in her room that are from the Jungle Adventure game pack, or are just kind of more exotic in nature, not necessarily what you would expect to see in this type of a house. But she does have that, like, adventurous background in her life. So, she's a very caring and compassionate person, and that counts for Sims and animals and Sims of the world. And, so she's kind of a little bit of like a bleeding heart type of Sim, I would say. And so she has all these different decorations from her world travels in her room. She also has the only computer in the house. I didn't give anybody else a computer because I sort of figured, that's not a right, it's a privilege. So, and by putting it actually in her bedroom, then I can lock the door, which I'm not planning on letting any of the teenage Sims into the master bedroom anyway, because, there's really no good reason why they would be in here. So, and also, as the person who's kind of, in charge of this house, I could see needing a spot to take a break from everyone else. If you're the only, mature, responsible adult in the house, you might need a spot where you can just kind of go and decompress and unwind for a little bit. So now we are into the upstairs bedrooms. So this first room, there are two Sims who are sharing a bedroom here. So as I said before, there are 5 teenage Sims who are living in this house, all female, because I'm terrible at making male Sims, and I figured, we could just make this be a girls thing. So there are 3 bedrooms, and of those 3 bedrooms, 2 of them have shared living situations, and then the 5th Sim gets a bedroom to herself. So this bedroom is shared by 2 Sims, one of whom is very shallow and snobby and very materialistic, and the other Sim is kind of slobby and messy, but is very into cooking and food. So I tried to, when I was partnering up the Sims that would be sharing bedrooms, I tried to partner Sims who would be challenges to one another. So I figured the Sim who is kind of a slob and doesn't really care about outward appearances would be kind of a good match for the Sim who is very snooty and materialistic and shallow and vain and, all of those sorts of things. Both so that, that the slobby Sim could kind of help the snooty Sim relax a little bit and just kind of, let loose and have fun. And then so maybe the Sim who's very into appearances might encourage the Sim who is a total slob to take a little bit more pride in her own outward appearance. So that was kind of my thought process. The other thing to note is that because these teenage Sims don't live in this house permanently, the furniture is not actually theirs. So the furniture is the same in all of the bedrooms. The bed, the desk chair, any nightstands, the dresser, that stuff is all the same. And I made it be like all white because I figured then it, translates better. But like everything else, the decorations, the laundry hamper, the clutter all over the floor, anything that would be like maybe a little bit more personable, the Sims who are living in those rooms brought with them to decorate their living spaces. Again, sort of like in a college dorm type of setup where like the furniture is owned by the university, but you can kind of do essentially what you want with the room to make it your own, within reason. Obviously, no repainting the walls and that sort of thing, but, within reason, making it your own, using little posters and that sort of thing to kind of remind you of home or remind you of your personality. So this is the next shared bedroom. So again, 2 Sims are living in here. The one Sim is very, I would say, like stereotypical goth. She wears a lot of black. She's kind of an evil nerd, is what I would say. She just generally just sort of likes things that are dark and creepy. She is actually evil as well. But she's evil because she has been bullied a lot because she's very different from a lot of other teenage girls her age. So I also thought it would be kind of interesting to stick this Sim in particular in the bedroom that has pink walls. Because I did all of the teenage bedrooms in slightly different colors on the walls. So this one is pink. And I was like, this is just too good of an opportunity to pass up. The other thing is that each of the girls has a journal on their desk as well, because I thought that would be a good way for them to, work through some of their issues and get over that part of their lives. And just in general, journals are a great way of self-expression. So the other Sim in this room, she's an interesting character. She is very flirtatious and romantic, but she also hasn't really had much of a good role model in her life. Like, her parents aren't together anymore. Like, her mom is not even in the picture at all. And so really she doesn't have like a good model of like what an actual caring, loving relationship looks like. So, and she kind of uses her sexuality as a little bit of a weapon. So she's in multiple relationships at the same time with other Sims. And the other thing with her is that she is actually best friends. No, she's dating a girl who is a bully of her roommate, but they don't know it yet. So I thought that would be a kind of a fun twist. The other thing is that she likes fishing, oddly enough. So, she's a very multi-dimensional character. So that's why I put that little fish tank with the little rug in her room. And then this is our last Sim's bedroom. So this Sim, obviously, she gets the lucky privilege of living in her own space without having to share it with a roommate. However, in this Sim's case, that might not be the best thing in the world. So the Sim that lives in this bedroom is very carefree and kind of childish and immature, and so as a result of that, she lacks structure in her life. She, hasn't really ever had to follow rules, so she just sort of does whatever she wants, and that means whenever she wants. Her parents are hippies, so they are all about the environment, which is great, and, she's very into, like, gardening and the outdoors and taking care of animals, but they also have never given her any sort of structure or rules, so living on her own could actually be more of a challenge because she doesn't have anybody else to kind of, like, coax her along. So that's why I did her bedroom with, like, the cat stuffed animal toy, but then also a lot of plants. And also, I gave her one of the pets from my first pet stuff, which I've never actually played with any of those pets before. The hamster. I think I gave her the hedgehog, I want to say. I don't actually remember. So, I've never played with these before. Don't know what I'm doing. So, that'll be very fun and interesting. But yeah, so hopefully sometime this week, this new series will be starting on my channel. So be on the lookout for that. And yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you like it, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, you can do so down below. I put out a new video every single day, Monday through Friday. And if you would like to download the Sundance house into your game, you can do so right now in the Sims 4 gallery. There is a link in the description box below this video, or you can search for it on the gallery. Just make sure you select the filters on the side to say newest, and then search for my username, which is either Mrs. Tomato 1018, or you can use the hashtag Mrs. Tomato 1018. So anyways, as I said before, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have liked this, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!